friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to crochet these super easy newborn to 3-month baby scratch mitts. It's a really easy crochet pattern, not a lot of stitch counting involved, and it takes no time at all. So you barely need any yarn or any time. It's a great project for on the go. If you want to learn how to make these sweet little baby scratch mitts for a newborn baby, keep watching. For this project, I'm going to be using some number 3 weight mercerized cotton. I've got this really pretty soft green, and then for the tie, I'm gonna do this really soft pink. I think it leads to this really cute little outcome. Really simple. So to get started, you're gonna need yarn. You're also going to need a 3.5mm hook. I am going to link the hooks that I'm using down in the description, so if you like these ones, you can find them. And to get started, we are going to do a slip knot. Next, we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And next, we're going to double crochet into that first chain stitch. So we've got those 3 chains. In that first stitch, we're gonna do a double crochet. And then we're going to do 8 more double crochets into that first stitch. Into that same spot, we're going to do 8 more double crochets. The chain 3 that we started with, that represents a double crochet. So along with that first double crochet we did, we're going to end up with a total of 10 double crochets in the exact same stitch. And you're gonna feel, as you move around with those stitches, it's going to start turning into a circle, and you'll have your tail of yarn attached to the circle. So double count, make sure you've got 10 stitches in that round. And then when you do, join the round by slip stitching to the top of that chain 3. That's our first double crochet. So I'm going to stick my hook into the top of that stitch, yarn over, and pull through to join the loop. And now you'll see we've got this little donut. If you pull on the tail, that donut hole will, oops, there we go, it'll close up. And now you've just got a pretty little circle. All right, let's move on to round 2. So for round number 2, we're gonna begin by chaining 2. 1 and 2. And now we're gonna put a half double crochet into that first stitch. Just like that. And then we're gonna put 2 half double crochets in each stitch all the way around. That chain 2 we started with is gonna represent 1 half double crochet, so there's already 2 in that one stitch. Now, from here on out, we're gonna do 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. At the end of this round, you're gonna wanna have 20 stitches. Our first round was 10 stitches, and we're doubling that by having 2 stitches in each round for a total of 20 stitches at the end of round number 2. So I'm just gonna zoom through this part, and I will meet you back at the beginning when I finish my round. And there we go, at the end of round number 2, I'm going to join at the top of the chain 2 that we started the round with. I'm gonna join with a slip stitch there. And now we're on round number 3. So we're gonna start round number 3 with a chain of 1. This is easy to remember. The first round, we start with a chain of 3. The second round, we start with a chain of 2. And then the third round, we start with a chain of 1. Then I'm going to put a single crochet into the first stitch of the round, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. If you're brand new to crocheting and you need a tutorial reminder or a little bit of a refresher on how to do the single crochet, the half double crochet, or the double crochet, I will link my tutorials in the description box down below so that you can refresh that before you come back here and make this sweet little pair of baby scratch mitts. And at the end of round 3, I'm going to join with a slip knot and then chain up 1 to get to round number 4. Now from row number 4 all the way up to row number 15, we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did for round number 3. So we're going to start the row with a chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet around, and we're going to slip stitch to join the round. Count before you join up your rounds how many stitches you've got each round. it can be easy to leave out a stitch or add a stitch at the beginning of the round or at the end of the round. So double count, make sure you've only got 20. We just want to get 20 stitches around at this point, and you want to do 15 rows total. So you'll have the first row of double crochet, the second round of half double crochet, and then rows 3 all the way up to round number 15. You're going to just do single crochets in the round. So I'm going to zoom through those single crochets because that part is quick and simple, and I will meet you back here when it's time to do some of the wrist shaping so that we can add the little baby ties in to this sweet little mitten pattern. See you then. All right, and I'm just coming to the end of row number 15. I'm joining with a slip stitch, and that is the full length of the little mitt before we get into our shaping for the little wrist eyelets. Let me pull this out so I can show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to be putting these eyelets in so that you can weave in a chain or a piece of ribbon or something along those lines in order to cinch this little mitt closed. So we've made that tube for the hand to go in, and now we're going to work these eyelets. So we're now on row number 16. For row number 16, we're going to start with a chain of 2, 1 and 2, and then we are going to double crochet into the base of that chain 2, just like that. And that's going to make up 2 double crochets, the chain 2 and the first double crochet right there. So that's 2 double crochets, and then we're going to do a chain 1, we're going to skip 1, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1 and there's 2, and now we're going to chain 1 again, skip 1 stitch, and then double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1, and there's 2. Then we'll chain 1 again, skip 1 stitch, and then double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1, and there's 2. Then we'll chain 1 again, skip 1 stitch, and then double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1, and there's 2. Then we'll chain 1 again. You can see this repeat. We'll skip 1 again, double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and we'll just repeat this this repeat of 2 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets until we make it back to the beginning of the round. And here I am back at the beginning, so I finished with a chain 1, and then I'm going to join my round at the top of the original chain 2 there. And now we're going to be working in double crochets again for this next round. So I'm going to start with a chain 2, 1 and 2, and that's going to represent 1 double crochet stitch. So now for round number 17, what we're going to do is in each of the chain 1 spaces, we're going to do 2 double crochets. And then in each of the spaces between the 2 double crochets, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So this is our first one. We're going to do 2 more double crochets into that space between those 2 double crochet stitches. And now we're at that chain 1 space. We're going to do 2 double crochets in that chain 1 space. And now we are at the 2 double crochet posts. We're going to do 3 double crochets in between those 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then now we're at a chain 1 space. So I'm going to do 2 double crochets in there, 1 and 2. And then we're going to be between 2 double crochet stitches, so we're going to do 3 double crochets in that space, 1, 2, and 3. And then back at a chain 1 space, so I'm going to do just 2 double crochets in there, 1 and 2. And then between these 2 double crochets, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around. This is going to increase the number of stitches at the edge of the baby scratch mitt, so it'll be easy to pull on and off baby's hands. It's nice to be able to have a little bit of a wider mouth to shove the hand in, as it were, to make it a little easier on that, and to also add a little bit of a frilly detail towards the edge of the mitt. It just makes it a little bit cuter. If you're doing it as a gift, it's a nice way to sort of jazz it up a little bit instead of just having it keep going straight or finishing at the eyelet. All right, and now we're at the last chain 1 space. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in there, and then we're going to join the round with a slip stitch at the top of that chain 2. Just like that. Isn't that cute? And now we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to slip stitch into the same base stitch there. So I'm going to slip stitch all the way around the cuff to finish this off. I think the slip stitch gives a nice finished edge. It sort of thickens up the edge of the little mitts so that they won't stretch out when being pulled on and off many, many times. So I'm just going to zoom around this last round of slip stitches, and then I'm going to get out the measuring tape so we can figure out exactly how big these little mitts are, and also we'll create a little tie to act as a drawstring on these little baby scratch mitts. And hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, I would love if you could take a second and click the like button. When you click that thumbs up button, it tells the algorithm gods to send more people here, and I would really appreciate if you could take the time to do that. Thank you so much. All right, I'm back at the beginning. I'll do my last slip stitch, and then I will slip stitch my round together. This last one that we're going to use to actually bind off is going to be a little bit tight because we're slip stitching a slip stitch together. So if you find it to be really tight, don't freak out. Just take your time and wiggle your hook in there. And there we go. And now I'm just going to trim off my tail, yarn over 1 more time, and pull that really nice and tight. And then we're gonna get a yarn needle and weave that end in. Aren't they so cute? Okay, let me measure these for you. So from top to bottom, they are just about 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters long. And then across, they're about 2 inches for the hand part, or about 5 centimeters. And then at the sort of flared out edge, they are about 2.5 inches or about 6.5 centimeters. So that is the final measurement for these little mitts. But let's make a tie for them to make it look even more adorable. So I'm going to start with a slip knot like I usually do for every crochet project. And then I am going to just create a chain of 50, 49 and 50. You know what? We're gonna actually do a chain of 60. There we go, that should do it. Trim my yarn, pull my tail through. On both sides, I'll pull that tail really tight, and then I'll trim the tail nice and short. And now it's time to weave these little tails, these little ties, in and out. So you'll see the big hole followed by the 2 double crochets. So we're gonna weave in and out of the large holes, just up and down, all the way around. And if you counted your stitches the way that I did, you'll end up with both tails coming out of the same hole in that little scratch mitten, just like that. And the last step is for us to tie a little bow just to make this look extra, extra cute. And there you have it. What do you think? Let me show you these up close. So this super simple pattern for some baby scratch mitts is gonna take you no time at all, and it is gonna be perfect to bring home baby with. Definitely this is a newborn size, so you could use it for your coming home outfit or as a gift to someone you know who may be having a baby coming up soon, which is exactly the position that I am in. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you need any help with crochet, check out the links that I've listed in the video description as well, because they will be to all the different tutorials that might help you on your crocheting journey. Thank you so much to my patrons, all of you supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome. It's really helpful, especially with the way YouTube's been lately. I really do appreciate all of you supporting me on Patreon. It means a lot, so thank you so much. And if you'd like to join my Patreon, see some of the perks that are available to you, check those out in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you'll come back next week to see what I've made, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, now it's actually the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Bye!